Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise. The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
For the longest time now, good Transformers games have been very few and far between, especially when it comes to Generation 1. We've seen the infamous Transformers games on the Famicom, both of which I reviewed years ago. Then of course there's a few Transformers games on the Commodore 64 and ZX Spectrum, which I never played because I never grew up gaming on those computers, and from what I've heard, they're not very good either. Years later, we got a brand new Generation 1 game for the PlayStation 2. Unfortunately, it was absolutely terrible. There were lots of other Transformers games ranging from mediocre to just downright terrible. From Beast Wars to Bayformers, it was disappointment after disappointment for Transformers fans who were also gamers. Finally, in 2010, we got the first awesome Transformers game, War for Cybertron for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. Another game that I also reviewed. A sequel, Fall of Cybertron, was released 2 years later. Now while those two games were really good, they're not true G1 Transformers games, although they do have several references to G1. Sometimes you wonder, what if we got a Transformers G1 game that was extremely fun to play from start to finish? Well, you got your wish. Thanks to developer Platinum Games, legendary for classics such as Mad World, Metal Gear Rising, and of course Bayonetta, they have delivered what could possibly be the best Transformers game ever made. Transformers Devastation for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. For this review, I'll be showing footage from the PC version. So is it really the best Transformers game? Well, let's find out. So the story begins in New York City when suddenly the Decepticons arrive along with a swarm of Insecticons. Megatron and Soundwave discover the plasma energy is underneath the ground, and although it's unstable, Megatron intends to use it. Suddenly, the Autobots arrive to defeat all the Decepticons attacking. After a battle against Devastator and an encounter with Megatron, Megatron then escapes into an underground ship. It is then revealed that the attacks of the Insecticons were caused by the Proud Star, an Autobot ship that's now being controlled by the Decepticons. Megatron and the Decepticons plan to cyberform Earth, and it's up to the Autobots to stop them. But I won't spoil the rest of the story. Right now, let's take a look at the gameplay. All I can say is, wow! And I mean, wow! You know, as much as I loved War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, and although they had more content, they certainly weren't as fun as this. Gameplay wise, this is the best Transformers game bar none. Seriously, I have never had this much fun playing a Transformers game. The controls, the combat, the speed, everything just feels so fluid. It's like Platinum just freaking nailed it with making a Transformers game. Of course, this should all be expected from the people who brought us games like Bayonetta, but you guys just have no idea how long I've been waiting for a Transformers game that's this fucking good! So what do you do in this game? Simple. You explore the city a bit, look for any items to collect, maybe complete some side missions, but most importantly, kick Decepticon ass! You can do simple but effective combos with your weak and strong melee attacks. In addition, you can perform rush attacks, either after doing a combo or by driving fast enough in vehicle or dino mode. And see that circular gauge next to your health? When that fills up, press both analog sticks to do your special attack. Shooting is where I usually prefer the mouse and keyboard since it's easier to aim. However, I kept playing with the controller since I didn't feel like switching controls, but shooting with the controller works very well. Besides it's single player, so it won't matter much. You have 5 Autobots to choose from: Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Sideswipe, Wheeljack, and Grimlock. And what's great is that each one plays very differently. For example, Bumblebee is the fastest one, while Grimlock is the strongest. And Optimus Prime has a nice balance of strength and speed. Some have 2 rush attacks, others have only 1. And if you want to make your Autobots even stronger, you can upgrade weapons, change weapons, and level up their status. Strength, courage, speed, skill, endurance, etc. The more Decepticons you fight and the higher the difficulty, the higher your Autobots level increases. And once that happens, you'll notice a significant growth in your health bar. This game can be quite a challenge, especially when it comes to boss battles. And in most cases, bosses can be unpredictable. But you want to know how far this game can go in terms of boss battles? Well, take a look at this. Alright, we're fighting against Devastator again. We beat him the last time, so I have no... Oh! Holy shit! No way! Devastator and Metasaur? No! No, you gotta be fucking kidding me! 2 combiners? 2 combiners? That shit is insane! No way! No fucking way, especially if you're playing on Commander difficulty. No way. Platinum, you are fucking insane. 2 combiners, 2 Decepticon combiners. They're out to murder you. Holy shit. Like, this is how you do a boss battle. Like, this is how you do a boss battle right. I mean, come on. You can't deny this. Like, this is crazy. Fuck Megatron, these guys don't fuck around! As I briefly mentioned earlier, you can also complete side missions. This is good if you want to raise your Autobots levels, or if you just want to have more fun fighting Decepticons. These missions are later unlocked in challenge mode. The graphics are awesome. I mean, sure, the city backgrounds look pretty average, but the look of the Transformers themselves completely overshadows that. The detailed, cel-shaded art style bears a striking resemblance to the original 1986 Transformers movie. The music fucking rocks. It's non-stop, hard-hitting, badass, heavy metal music. Hands down, the best soundtrack in any Transformers game. Oh, and I should also point out that all the console versions of this game run at a smooth 60 frames per second. Sure, you might see a few drops in the Xbox One and last gen versions, but overall, all the versions run very smooth. The only difference is resolution, lighting, shadows, textures, etc. But if you don't care about any of those, you should have no problem playing it on any console. Of course, on the PC you can get much higher frame rates, but that all depends on your PC. What's even more awesome about this game is how faithful it is to Generation 1. From the story to the voice acting, it really feels like you're playing a G1 Transformers game. This is definitely a far cry from the 2003 Transformers game that only got released in Japan. The game features legendary voice actors of Peter Cullen, Frank Welker, Greg Berger, David Gilzan, and Michael Bell, all of which were in the original G1 cast. Of course, not all of G1's voice actors returned. For example, Wheeljack and Starscream have 2 new voice actors due to Chris Latta's death in 1994. So as you can see, I've been praising the hell out of this game, but it's not quite perfect. For one thing, there's not much variety in terms of stages. In almost every chapter, you're pretty much fighting in the same locations of the city over and over again. You start to see a few different stages towards the end of the game, but that's about it. And although I enjoyed the 5 playable Autobots, I wish there were at least a few more Autobots to play as. Personally, I think Skyfire or Ultra Magnus would make nice additions to the game. And speaking of playable characters, it would be cool to have a story mode where you could play as the Decepticons, especially since the previous Transformers game allowed you to do so. A missed opportunity for sure. And it's a damn shame there aren't any more playable characters, not even as DLC. The only DLC we got were reskins for Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Sideswipe. That's disappointing. Plus, this game is a bit too short, but even with the short length, it's so enjoyable that you can go back and play it over and over again. Also, Megatron is a tank. For some odd reason. What else can I say, really? This is easily the best Transformers game, period. Platinum Games truly did Transformers and G1 justice, and I absolutely recommend this game to everyone. Transformers Devastation gets a gold. Does this game deserve a sequel? Oh, you bet your ass it does. I would love to see a Platinum Transformers game based on the second half of G1. As long as it's as fun as this, I'm totally down. And speaking of Transformers, the 30th anniversary Blu-ray of the movie is out right now. Younger generations can finally witness this timeless classic. Now, even though Platinum didn't make another Transformers game, they did work on another 80s license, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutants in Manhattan. Does the quality hold up to Platinum's other franchises? I'll let you guys know in a future episode. So that's it for today's episode of the Allie-RX Show. Now I want to know your opinion. Did you enjoy this review? Did you agree? Did you disagree? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and if you really enjoy this review, be sure to share it with your friends so that others can enjoy. The next episode of the Allie-RX Show will be coming very soon. I'm Allie-RX, and I'll see you on the other side.